Good morning and welcome back to Dunning Field on a fantastic Saturday morning. We have the New Canaan Rams taking on the Fairfield Warde Mustangs live in about 3.5 minutes. Both teams are getting their pregame warm-ups in with some shots on goal, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty good game. New Canaan's coming into this one at 2-7, my apologies, and they've just won their game a couple days ago against Bridgeport Central with a hat trick, I should say, from Tommy Kurz, while Fairfield Warde is coming into this one after dropping 2 straight games against Staples 2-1 and then Norwalk 5-1. So certainly some momentum here for New Canaan to seize if they are able to get possession and use their game plan in the early minutes of this game.
Agreed. I think our team is a lot about confidence, and the more confident our players are, the better we're going to play. And I guess the same goes for any team in the FCAC. And with 2 straight losses and a pretty good win from New Canaan, who knows what morale could be right now?
Well said.
Thank you. Now, Cole, this is my first time calling a game for NCTV, although you do hear me in your ear quite often. Hopefully I make you proud.
Of course. Well, Emily is also producing alongside here, so certainly quite talented.
Double threat, if you will.
Okay, basketball.
This is not basketball, Cole. This is boys soccer. We did our prep. We have about 1:40 left until kickoff. Teams are still warming up, shooting on goal. Alex Walter is obviously making his rounds.
Yes, well, he's one of the star senior captains here for the boys. He's had a lot to do with some of these losses not a lot to do. He's had a lot to save, I'd say, in some of these losses with many shots on goal, but he's proving to be quite the strong goalkeeper.
Mm-hmm. And if you look at those last games, obviously I'm at all the home games. He's had some pretty good saves. There was one where he tipped it over the top. There was some hype in the crowd there, as you would hope.
Yes, well, ideally for New Canaan today, they're not going to want to allow any shots on goal. They're going to be playing in a 4-3-3 formation with a 4-5-1 in defense, as they've tried to play a couple games before this as well. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be 4 defenders at all times, plus the midfielders all tracking back to make sure that everything is safe on the defensive end.
Mm-hmm. That was, in fact, the buzzer you heard in the background. The teams are heading back into their sideline huddles, getting ready to start this 10 a.m. on a Saturday game. Warde does their very loud cheer and walks onto the field. A show of dominance?
Possibly. Well, they still have yet to do the coin toss, so
it looks like
that's going to come up first as well.
Mm-hmm. Looks like the players are heading out for that, though.
Well, we can see the New Canaan and Warde captains meeting up here in the center of the field. New Canaan senior captains including goalkeeper Alex Walter, midfielder Milan Afshar, striker Tommy Kurz, and defender Michael Norton, all of whom have had a lot to do so far for this team. They've been some of the central players with Coach Luke Green so far.
And adding on to those New Canaan players, we have Jordan Clicken as one of their star players. Buzzer sounds again, and we're preparing to head off. The Warde soccer team is huddling in on the field, discussing their game plan.
Well, it looks like the Warde senior captains in Eric Jara and Ryan Barriquez are going to be anchoring their midfield here today. Looking like Jara is going to be playing more of a center defensive midfielder role, while Barriquez is going to span the width of the field as a solid center midfielder. We've got some of the ball girls on the field here for New Canaan making their way across before kickoff. And the refs are going to make their way out onto the field momentarily.
Looks like number 19, Kevin Millington, is taking that first kick at the start of the game. He is a star senior, and he's going to set off the events of the rest of the game.
Well, one of the commonalities here between both teams is the lack of any freshmen on either sides, and interesting to see how this one plays out. Lots more experience on both teams, with Warde being dominated by their juniors and seniors. And the same can be said for the New Canaan roster.
See, with the New Canaan roster, although there are a lot of players with it being their first year on varsity, specifically a lot of the juniors, which although there is a lot of experience with the kids 4 years on varsity, there are a lot of new players with less varsity experience.
And there's the kickoff. One player I do want to mention is sophomore Jack Kuda, who was just called up to varsity this week from the JV team, as we see number 5, Lorenzo Marsili, taking off here. Well, he and his brother Geronimo are on the field together, sharing varsity minutes for one of the first times this season. New Canaan doing a really good job of keeping possession here, especially with their center back Irving Dorman and Ashton Healy on the far side of the field.
Irving Dorman has proved to be a very vital part of the New Canaan team, with his very, very strong foot, kicking it to the 50 almost every time with goal kicks. It's kind of astounding.
It is. He's proven to be their number 1 free kick and goal kick taker when Alex Walter needs a relief. However, Walter does have a good boot on him himself.
It's true.
Throw in here for New Canaan, courtesy of Geronimo Marsili. Finds its way to Lorenzo Marsili, who loses it to number 2, Mattia Sparetta for Warde. Link-up play not quite there with Garrett Larson, the junior fullback.
Michael Norton's taken that throw in, another senior captain. and as we were talking about, Irving taking that free kick.
Gonna have to back this one up here, but still a place of concern for the Warde team, as they're gonna get a taste of Dorman's medicine, or possibly venom.
Ooh, or venom. Kicked it right to number 11 on Fairfield Warde, who is Maximiliano, another senior.
Another throw in here for New Canaan. They've been dominating in these opening 2-3 minutes, which is got to be really positive for Coach Luke Green to see so far. This is what they want to do, build up quickly to find their way into the Warde half of the field and get some shots on goal. There's one header there.
A header into goal.
Yes. Good read there by sophomore Ted Warner, who is making one of his first starts of the season here in the midfield for the Rams. His brother Alex Warner has had a lot to play for and been a key part of the JV team so far for the Rams.
Looks like Warde has some pretty good defense game, using a lot of keeping good possession of the ball, although sometimes passes going off target and going out. Not in this case, though. They keep control. Actually, in this case, out we go.
That ball kicked out there courtesy of number 10, Milan Afshar. And cleared here by senior Alex Novotny. That's going to be called offsides here on number 10, Jonathan Moriata. Another chance for Dorman to use his cannon.
Kicking from the 20, you can see the entire team fleeing back to the 30 on the other side. He goes in for the kick.
I had a little bit of a knuckle on that ball. So it finds its way back to the Warde goalkeeper.
Theodore Warner seemed to jump over that ball. I mean, power from Irving Dorman, a little bit hard to control. Nice header, though, right back to number 21 on Fairfield Warde, unfortunately.
Another free kick here for Dorman off of a foul play from Warde.
He's gotten quite a bit of opportunity to show off his astoundingly powerful kick, and we're only 5 minutes into the half.
Sounding like a Irving Dorman fan club here. This one's lofted in.
I mean, former NCTV member. What am I supposed to do?
Of course. Well, Warde on the counterattack here, trying to find their way to number 19 striker Kevin Millington, but that one found its way to senior captain Alex Walter in goal.
Ooh.
Good recovery, slide tackle there from Ashton Healy, who looks like he's playing at left D today. That ball is out off of New Canaan, I believe off of Milan Afshar, and will be a throw in here for number 17, Colin Gaynor.
I actually think it was Geronimo Marsili who ran that ball out of the playing field.
My apologies. Apparently I can be wrong.
Yeah, we know.
Well, this ball is cleared momentarily. And it's going to be a New Canaan free kick off of some foul play in the penalty box by Warde.
Irving taking another kick.
Someone should really start a counter of how many times we say Irving Dorman is on the free kick tonight.
Yeah.
Or this morning, I should say.
This morning.
Wow. Haven't called a morning game in a while, apparently.
Haven't called a morning game ever, actually. We at NCTV here don't like to wake up early.
Oh, you can't say that. We were up at 7 yesterday morning for the broadcast as Warde is here on the counter, courtesy of Kevin Millington.
Warde is making really, really good use of the early morning wake up.
And here's Alex Walter diving in to keep this one out of the grips of the Warde player who was rushing in. That was number 11, Maximiliano Jaramillo.
He had to jump over Alex Walter there, stop his own momentum.
Yes, well, it looks like he must have caught him because the ref called a free kick on that one.
Oof, bad first touch on Alex Novotny.
Well, there's Lorenzo Marsili trying to capitalize on Warde's bad first touch. Good play here by Aiden Bertolotti to find some space and play it on to Ted Warner, who loses it to senior captain Eric Jara.
21 absolutely swoops in there, kicking the ball out from his feet.
Well said, Emily.
Thank you.
Milan Afshar on the ball here, recycling it back to Walter, who plays it up quickly first time. Going to let this one fall back to the grips of Walter, who can slow down the play here, but not for too long. Could be called a delay game if he holds it forever.
Looks like he's going to punt it, calling his team to move back. He, like Irving Dorman, has a pretty good foot. Out once again.
Quick throw in taken to Kevin Millington. Both teams still settling into this game, trying to find a rhythm. Still very good, compact defense being played.
It looks like New Canaan has moved their entire team down to the 20, the farthest player being on the 30.
Well, that's exactly what Coach Luke is looking from this team. They want to play with 10 players in defense, playing that 4-5-1 in defense when needed, and then are able to use the speed and strength of some of these strikers that they have for quick counterattacks and quick build-up play.
Yeah, it seems like we have a couple really good star players on both the defense and the offense, and we're using that to our advantage. New Canaan is using that to their advantage.
Well said.
Anytime.
Long throw here by Warde, and that's headed out by McLaughlin.
Ooh, a cross. Although immediately goes out, unfortunately, to have a goal kick. Alex Walter will be taking it.
Well, that was a cross in by Lucas Thompson. A little bit too high, but there was 3 Warde players waiting in the box there who were looking for that free header.
Michael Norton kicks the ball up the field right to a Fairfield Warde player. Number 22, Ryan Berquez.
Well, this ball was lofted into Lorenzo Marsili, but he is offsides just around the 35-yard line. So it's going to be a Warde free kick here.
Taken very quickly by number 2, Matty Esperetta. Seemed it was placed down and then passed immediately.
Well, it's all fair play. They'd like to build up quickly, I'd assume.
Yeah. Quite opposite from the way Alex Walter plays, where he tends to want to slow down the play. And Irving takes quite a bit of time to prepare himself for his kicks, which seems like it's going to clash with Fairfield Warde's need to build up speed.
Going to be another throw in here for Geronimo Marsili on the far side of the field. He's looking for the long throw, and he finds his brother in the family connection there.
Looks like it's that twin telepathy. Passed directly back to Alex Walter as well, though passed off to number 11, Maximiliano Giramillo, on almost immediately.
Giramillo sent that shot in flying, but that was probably 7 or 8 yards too high and did not trouble Walter in the goal.
Once again, another goal kick. Now notice how Irving stands directly parallel to Alex Walter to possibly receive a pass to kick it as far up the field as he can. Really using and preparing for that talent Irving has.
Good break there by Marsili, who wasn't able to find Novotny. And this one's going to find its way back to the feet of Dorman.
Ooh, right through the legs of number 10, Jonathan Morataya. New Canaan tries to capitalize, but it seems cannot make any major moves off of it.
Another throw in here, flicked on by sophomore Ted Warner. That one comes out off of the Warde defense. That was number 3, Will Harding. Marsili with the throw. Geronimo Marsili, that is. And finds its way to Novotny.
Looking like Norton and Geronimo Marsili are our usual throw-in people, which is interesting because Geronimo only just started his starter position career for New Canaan.
Yes, well, he's made some quick strides as a first-year varsity player and starting on the left defensive side there for New Canaan. But he does have a good throw on him, so understandable why Coach Luke Green would have him taking the throws for them. This one's going to be a corner kick here for Warde after a little bit of miscommunication on the clearance from New Canaan. Alex Novotny not quite allowed to stand that close to the ball, as they're going to make him back up to the 10-yard rule.
At the same time, number 15, Ashton Healy, also moves up to support number 2, Alex Novotny. But it is cleared over the two players standing very, very close.
Well, that was Ryan Barriquez on the header there, trying to get his piece of the ball and was not able to. This one's going to be out for another corner kick. Lucas Thompson looking to send this ball in.
Looking like it's going to be a throw-in, though.
My apologies there. Flicked out of danger by Alex Novotny. Crucial clearance up the field there as well.
With their heads throughout the box.
And Lorenzo Marsili is off for New Canaan.
Ooh, he falls. Oh. He gets up looking quite distraught.
Good opportunity there if he could have brought that one down. But the speed and recovery of the Warde defense proved a little too much on that counterattack. However, not all is lost, as New Canaan does have the corner kick here.
Once again, Alex Novotny making some major plays today.
That one punched away by the Warde goalkeeper, but only as far as Dorman, who's over there trying to link up with Aiden Bertolotti. And that one was out. Bertolotti choosing to hold on to that one a little longer and only found his way to a Warde player as Warde are on the attack now. That is number 2, Matea Sparetta on the ball, playing it into Garrett Larson on the close side of the field here.
Booted up the field only to be intercepted by number 15, Owen Campbell.
Refs are going to let that one play as Afshar got the ball there. And that one is out for Michael Norton, the senior co-captain's throw-in.
Shot on goal from, looks like the 20-yard line.
Yes, that was number 7, Lucas Thompson, trying his luck, and was a routine save there for Alex Walter. Did not trouble him much in the smother.
Bringing in number 13 on Fairfield Warde. Walter then passes it directly over him. A small oversight on Fairfield Warde's part.
Lots of communication here that we can hear from Fairfield Warde. Unfortunately, we do not have our normal setup and don't have a field microphone so that you could hear it at home, but we are bringing you the game, and that's hopefully what counts.
Saturday games, from a producing standpoint, hard to coordinate. Of course, I have to reiterate that I am producing because, you know, double threat.
Of course, yes. Prove your worth.
Exactly.
And back to the game here. It's Alex Walter's goal kick.
He kicks it up all the way to just before the 50-yard, right to number 5 on New Canaan, one of the Marsili brothers. Number 7 takes a tumble. Lucas Thompson.
Looked to me like he tripped on the ball, but could have been a foul there from any of the 3 New Canaan defenders.
I was going to say it looks like he slid on the turf. Ooh, number 22, Ryan Barex, sends it right into the body of a New Canaan player. Trying to shoot, but with not a good enough opportunity to really benefit from it.
This is Barex on the ball again, one of the senior co-captains in the midfield. Juan Afshar winning it back, and the ball found its way over to Novotny, who could not find Lorenzo Marsili on the quick counter.
Irving on the mind, Cole?
Oh, apparently. Saw number 5 and just mind blanked.
Sorry, Cole, we can't all be good at math or numbers.
And the absolute tap and missed by Will Harding. That was a golden opportunity there off of the cross from number 7, Lucas Thompson for Fairfield Warde. Alex Walter could really not have done anything about that ball should Harding have put it on goal, which he was not able to, and sent it blazing over the crossbar.
I believe it was number 2, Mattias Beretta, actually, but he had a very clear shot on goal right in front of Alex Walter, but seemed to put a little bit too much power on it, and it gave us a field goal. Not exactly the sport we're playing right now, but impressive nonetheless. Alex Walter's preparing his kick.
First substitution of the game also came from Warde. And the scuffed kick there from Walter still is able to be cleared out by New Canaan, but Warde has possession.
Ooh, another cross. And a header which just barely misses to the left of Alex Walter. Colin Gaynor can be given credit for that one.
Well, that was two clear goal-scoring opportunities there for the Mustangs, and they were not able to get a solid piece of either of those.
Looks like Irving's going to take this goal kick instead of Walter. A little bit of a switch up. He kicks it all the way to the 40 on the other side, or I guess the 60 in this case. And Michael Norton takes the throw again.
Both Warde players there to win that header.
22, number 22, Ryan Barex, has clearly been a very aggressive and important player for Fairfield Warde, making all the moves, making all the headers, and truly adding that air of confidence.
And another opportunity there for senior captain Eric Jara.
Absolutely foiled by Alex Walter, who on a whim really caught that ball as he was right in the goal, basically.
Well, that's been three really good opportunities for Warde. This game looks like it's opening up a little bit more with just about 15 minutes until halftime.
Exactly, and we talked about this at the beginning of the game. Walter making some really, really good saves and thwarting that offense from Fairfield Warde's point. Some really good pass work here by Fairfield Warde, passing in between players, and saved from going out by number 12, Garrett Larson.
And crucial interception there by Ashton Healy. And Warde cannot find the shot again. So this ball is cleared out to the Warde defense and the middle of the field.
Warde has had some really good opportunities and has very good technique offensively. It just seems they cannot work off of those opportunities and truly get them to be good.
That is true. They've missed that last final touch that could take them into the pole position here in this early morning Saturday game.
Mm-hmm. And they've truly had some good opportunities, a couple right in front of the goal.
That's going to be called a dangerous or reckless play on number 19, Kevin Millington, for the attempted, I'd say, acrobatic volley on that one.
Acrobatic volley, interesting.
Can't call it a bicycle or a scorpion kick quite yet because he didn't try to leave the ground there. But his foot did come up and endangered the play, so this is going to be a free kick for Dorman again.
Canaan has really had a chance to show off those free kicks today. Warde is an aggressive team.
And
Ooh.
Lorenzo Marsili winning that ball there.
Battle of the fives, it looks like.
Well, he came out on top and nearly won the battle against Will Harding as well. He's been a spark in their offense so far, playing in the center forward position.
Warde's goalie once again goes to very quickly make his goal kick to number 2, Mattia Sparetta. Once again, reiterating that point that they like to keep their momentum going.
Well, they are happy to take these short goal kicks as long as New Canaan's not going to pressure them. And New Canaan is happy to sit back as much as possible and defend. You can see they've got a line of 6 defenders here.
Ooh, 22 tries to pass it through, but only passes to 2 New Canaan players, closing in that gap he was trying to utilize. Looks like another goal kick. As Walter saunters back into the goal line, giving it's starkly contrasting to Fairfield Warde's strategy in their goal kicks.
I like the use of your vocabulary there. Very exquisite.
Honors Amstud is really making my announcing game fantastic.
All of the early 1700s reading.
Actually, right now we're reading in the 1800s, so.
My apologies to all the viewers at home for this curriculum mistake.
Geronimo Marsili's in my Amstud class. Maybe he'll call you out.
Well, we'll see our first glimpse of senior captain Tommy Kurz here as he takes the field in place of senior Aiden Bertolotti in the what's going to be center forward position.
In case you weren't listening at the beginning of the game, Tommy Kurz did in fact score a hat trick against Bridgeport Central. I guess the only goals that were scored against the Bridgeport Central team, 3-0.
Yes, easily man of the match in that one. Warde had a couple substitutions there as well that I did not mention. But they do have to defend against the New Canaan throw-in here.
Ooh, passed right above number 2, Alex Novotny, and another Fairfield Ward player to another Fairfield Ward player, Garrett Larson. Kicked out once again for what seems like a corner.
Well, both teams, I should say, have looked threatening on their corner, so it's going to be a good opportunity here for number 7, Lucas Thompson. It's played short, and Warde will take this one with number 2, Mateus Beretta, who takes the shot, and Walter is able to catch it cleanly.
Trying to capitalize off a shot from the 20-yard line. They've tried that twice already, and it has not seemed to work for them. Their judge on what opportunity is good or not does not seem to be helping them here.
Here's Tommy Kurz on the ball and tried to find Marsili, who's moved into the left forward position.
Almost looked there like it hit a little ball boy. I got nervous.
Oh, he's still running around, so I'm sure he's fine.
He's fine.
Here is Geronimo Marsili to take the throw.
It seems like there's some discourse from the ref. Looks like the ref is arguing with the Fairfield Ward coach here.
Well, they wanted to sub, and I believe the ref was saying that wasn't okay to do so at that time.
Well, number 17 makes his appearance, Colin Gaynor. We have insight from Mr. Brown in the press box that someone was hit in the head.
Oh, good hold-up play there by Aiden McLaughlin, who's been playing in a center defensive position all year so far and has been very good at it. He's a junior, and it's his 3rd year on varsity. One of 4 freshmen to make it 3 years ago.
And since there are no freshmen on varsity this year, that truly does reiterate how good these juniors are who've been playing for 3 years.
Warde with the possession here. That was a handball on Colin Gaynor, and they're going to take this one back.
Looks like another free kick taken by Dorman at just about the 35.
And an absolute massive boot there, trying to find his way to Lorenzo Marsili. He does just that, but Marsili in a battle with Gaynor on the far side of the field, and Gaynor wins the free kick. Just kidding, it looks like it's going to be a
Throw-in.
throw-in.
Can't really see those lines on the far side.
It is a little difficult, but luckily the sun has just come out. Looks like it's going to be a great day of sporting events for New Canaan.
Colin Gaynor switches out that throw-in for Tanner Orachev. It also looks like Gaynor has switched sides of the field from the right to the left.
Yes, well, I believe number 5, Tanner Orachev, was able to come back in after getting cleared from the hit to the head, and Gaynor's now able to take his place on the left side of the field. Tommy Kerr is trying a long shot there that found its way past the scoreboard and posed no issue to the Warde goalkeeper.
Short goal kick to number 2, Mattia Sparetta.
Well, that's something that I think they'll be doing all game here, especially because New Canaan's not applying that pressure in the Warde half on defense.
Wade McLaughlin passes all the way back to Walter, who
Sends it out.
kicks it all the way out. If it didn't go out, though, it would have found Lucas Thompson, who's now taking the throw-in.
Substitution here. This is going to be number 19, Kevin Millington, making his way back onto the field in favor of Jesse Mishiroshi.
Lorenzo with another opportunity to run it up the field. He's getting attacked from both sides by number 5, Tanner Orachev.
And the referee did not want to play advantage there. Opportunity here for New Canaan off of the free kick in the Warde half.
Again, a lot of free kicks in this game. Specifically by New Canaan. I don't think Fairfield Warde has had very many yet.
Well, when they've played short mostly.
Mm-hmm. Like very, very different from how Dorman plays. Booting it as far as he can.
And no one there challenging for the header for New Canaan, and the ball is safely in the arms of the Warde keeper. New Canaan throwing again here, but not before the substitution is made. Link up here with 2 of the senior captains, and this one sends Kevin Millington on the counterattack, but is stuffed by Milan Afshar in the midfield.
He tripped on the ball a little bit there.
Yes. Afshar was in the right place at the right time.
Took advantage of it. Again, number 22 making his dash down the field. And also trying to fight off number 25 on New Canaan, Ted Warner. Looks like number 21, Eric Jara on Fairfield. Warde ran a little bit too far for that pass, and it went right to a New Canaan player.
Well, this is exciting. We can see number 12, sophomore Jack Kuda on the field for some of his first varsity minutes here.
Ooh.
Once again, he was just called up from the JV team this week. And that's a crucial interception there by center defender Aiden McLaughlin to save the shot against number 19, Kevin Millington.
Shot didn't even make it close to goal. Got ricocheted off Aiden McLaughlin's foot.
Yeah, so it was a great piece of defensive play there. Some of that last weekend in the Man City versus Liverpool Premier League game, in case we have any soccer nerds out there like me.
Okay, Cole. We get it. You watch soccer in your free time.
Should not be a piece of shame there.
Too bad.
But, again, we do live in New Canaan. Football town. It's okay. It's just the other kind of football. As this corner kick is floated in. And header cleared once again by Aiden McLaughlin, who's proved to be a stalwart in the defensive sector. Kevin Millington sending this one in.
Tries to cross it, but it doesn't look like there was anyone ready to receive that on the other side.
Kuda trying to find the pass to Marsili, was not able to. Must have been an issue with the audio there. That was not a voice crack at all. And
shot
that
on goal.
Is a goal for Fairfield Warde. Coming courtesy of number 18, Amos Bignati.
We haven't heard much of him this game yet.
Yes, well, I believe he just came on, and he's already made his presence known. This is the first goal of the game here. Fairfield Warde up 1-0 with just under a minute left in this first half.
New Canaan looking a little bit solemn at the moment. It's only a minute and a half left in the half. It doesn't look like we are going to rebound, at least in the next minute.
Walter playing this one up, but it is intercepted and sent out of bounds by Eric Jara.
Cannon's looking to be on a mission as number 9, Tommy Kurz, looks disappointed at the loss of a ball. Going out to Colin Gaynor, throwing it in.
This one's going to be another throw here for Michael Norton. 45 seconds left in this first half. Fairfield Warde Mustangs 1, New Canaan Rams 0. And it's flicked on by Afshar, who cannot keep it down for Novotny. That's going to be a foul here on Tommy Kurz as he scythed down Ryan Burks.
A little bit of confusion on the free kick there. Oh, but booted in as a last-ditch attempt. And the buzzer sounds.
And bringing you up to the booth here. Thank you, Emily, for joining me on this fantastic Saturday morning.
Oh, well, thank you, Cole, for letting me on for my first day.
Yes, well, it's certainly been an exciting game so far with opportunities at both ends of the field. I'd say predominantly in favor of the Fairfield Warde Mustangs, however, and the scoreline shows that with them leading 1-0.
I agree, but I do think that Fairfield Ward needs to make more of their opportunities on goal, with anything they've had relatively close being booted out. Or in that one case with the Aiden McLaughlin interception, ricocheted off his foot and off to a goal kick. What do you
Yes,
think
well,
about that?
Ward has had quite a number of opportunities right in front of goal within that 6-yard box that Alex Walter would not want them to be in. But they've lacked that final touch to keep that in goal, and it could have been 2 or 3 so far, I'd say.
Exactly. And even with those really, really close shots on goal, Alex Walter truly hasn't shown any stress. He's made some really, really good saves, diving and collapsing to the ground with the ball in his arms. I mean, Fairfield Ward offense is going to have a hard time getting it past him.
Yes. And shifting over to New Canaan, they've been looking to create something with Lorenzo Marcelli, who's come back from injury and has been having a good game so far, but not able to really find a solid shot on goal.
True. He's had a couple good dashes down the field, although being intercepted by usually a 2-on-1 situation. And he can't seem to make it past them, which he's going to have to try to capitalize off eventually.
Well, looking at the defensive side for New Canaan, do have to mention junior Aiden McLaughlin, who's been having a great game for himself, especially with that crucial interception that we talked about.
Absolutely, you're right. It seems like the juniors are making a bang in this game against Fairfield Ward. We have Irving Dorman, we have Aiden McLaughlin, we have the Marsilli twins. It seems like those are the names we've been repeating throughout this game.
And we do have to give a shout out to Amos Bignati, who did score the lone goal for the Mustangs.
Exactly, making a statement right as he comes in.
Yes, well, that one came with about a minute and a half to halftime, and we've got about 7.5 minutes until the start of the second half. The New Canaan substitutes all staying warm, passing around on the field. And before we go, we'd like to give a shout out to Tommy Fox on camera, as well as
My younger brother.
Emily for joining me in the booth and producing this game. Truly woman of many talents.
Oh, why thank you, Cole.
And head of events for the TV class.
Oh, but we have our head of creative right here.
Of course, of course.
We will see you at the end of the half in about 7 minutes. Thank you for tuning in and supporting us along this endeavor, even though he's making fun of me right now. Thank you.
Of course not. Well, make sure to tune in as well later, because we do have our first field hockey game of the year with the New Canaan Rams taking on the Cheshire Rams. We'll be seeing Parent Tomasco in the booth for that one. Thank you for joining us, and we'll be back in about 6 minutes.
And welcome back after a brief break for halftime. We're back covering boys soccer versus Fairfield Warde.
You sound so excited about that, Emily.
Are you kidding? I'm ecstatic. This is so fun. Thank you for joining me on this journey, moving from behind the camera to in front of the camera.
The character development is incredible.
Is this character development or is it character de-development? Undevelopment?
Regression?
Regression. There we go. That's
what
the
you're
word.
looking for, yeah. Well, nonetheless,
Listen,
here
all right.
is Tommy Kurz, the senior co-captain on the kickoff for New Canaan. And that ball is immediately won by Fairfield Warde. Here is number 10, Jonathan Mordiata, on the kick.
Trying to make an opportunity in front of the goal by crossing it on the ground. But again, I have lost the ability to
talk?
Yeah, to have
That's
vocab
okay.
now.
And here's Mordiata on the volley, and that is a goal off of a fantastic delivery from number 12, Garrett Larson.
Yeah, looks like Fairfield Warde has gained a little bit of confidence after that first goal by Amos Bignati, and is capitalizing off that new morale.
Well, that was a fantastic volley there.
Also, only 30 seconds into the half. I can't imagine how New Canaan's feeling right now.
Yes, well, look at the pressure here that Warde just put on. 3 players all rushing at senior co-captain Milan Afshar, who had to kick it out of bounds. He could not find a pass there, and Warde is back on the ball.
2 New Canaan players fall. Number 10, Milan Afshar, and number 12, who again we haven't really heard of yet, Teague Stanley.
Well, ball goes out here, and it's going to be another Fairfield Warde throw-in, I believe.
So number 7 is
Just kidding, it's going to be a free kick taken here by Lucas Thompson. Well, Fairfield Warde has come out with guns blazing, 2-0 now, and they don't look like they're slowing down. Great opportunities for them in this first minute and a half, and it looks like it could be a very long half if New Canaan don't get some momentum back here.
number 21 makes a run across number 7 and receives the ball on the right corner of the field.
Well,
Geronimo Marsilli almost goes into a full split there to try to defend.
putting his body on the line for the
I was just about to say that.
I'd say great minds think alike would be a quote that comes to mind in this instance.
Well, Cole, you taught me everything I know.
That's funny. Headed out there by senior Ashton Healy, but kept in by number 7, Lucas Thompson, who floats this ball in, and that one is missed by the goal scorer, Jonathan Mordiata.
Booted up the field to the 30 to really nobody.
Tommy Kurz had the opportunity there and was beat by the goalkeeper.
Collided, really. Once again, booted up the field.
This one won by Lorenzo Marsilli here, as Kurz looks to find an option. That option's going to come in the form of sophomore Ted Warner, who plays it out to Bertolotti on the far side of the field. Bertolotti looking to cross this one in.
Goes right to number 22, Ryan Barex.
And Warde on the counter yet again. This game really opening up quickly in this second half.
Exactly. It seems like pass accuracy is starting to become an issue with both teams, which definitely needs to be fixed, as possession is going to be a deciding factor in this kind of game. Looks like another free kick about to happen.
Taken quickly once again by Ryan Brex, the senior captain. And it looks like the JV game must have finished up, because Fairfield Ward JV team is over there
Coming to support their
watching
team.
on, yes. And they would certainly like what they're seeing so far, I would guess. There's Matea Spreda storming forward into an offensive position. And the ball is floated in too high for number 19, Kevin Millington, to get his head to.
He jumps for it, but can't seem to get it. Number 11 for New Canaan, Geronimo Marsili, is taking that throw in. And immediately number 25 for New Canaan, Ted Werner, loses possession of it.
Well, that ball is kept in there from the potential corner kick by Alex Walter, and he's going to
roll it out to Aiden McLaughlin.
finish my sentence there.
Some say in the booth you should be able to.
Well, this ball is back in the possession of Fairfield Ward.
Looks like New Canaan has lost a little bit of that speed they were playing with in the first half. Would you say that's a factor of, fatigue or an
I'd say
ego
it's a
hit?
momentum issue. They go into half 1-0 down, just having been scored on, and 30 seconds later into the second half, and they've got another goal.
That's true. Again, hearing a lot of Ryan Barex, number 22, once again trying to shoot from that 20-yard line. As predicted, it also doesn't work for them.
Well, there's always that 1 in 20 shot that goes in, and you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
That's
as Wayne
true,
Gretzky
but I
just
think
said.
Alex Walter's too good a goalie to really take that shot.
It is true. It would need a special kind of shot to make it past Walter.
Exactly. Ooh.
And Dorman plays this one up. This one's going to land at about the 35 if it was able to continue, but it was headed out by Will Harding.
Geronimo Marsili taking that throw.
Well, here's Healy trying to check the play, and he loses it.
19 makes it all the way past him, winning that ball. Oh, but the fight continues. Healy runs it out.
Well, good use of his body there to shield the ball. That's what he was originally trying to do, but just missed it. Got it the second time, and it's going to be a goal kick here for Alex Walter.
As you said 5 minutes ago, body on the line. Looks like Walter's taken this kick and not Irving. Makes it to about the 50, straight to number 21 on Fairfield Ward. Eric Jara.
Lorenzo Marsili can't quite keep that ball down, and Fairfield Ward is able to clear it only as far as the Geronimo Marsili throw-in. Lon Afshar trying to flick that one on, and cleared out to Aiden McLaughlin. Quick throw here for Marsili.
He hesitates for a moment, though. For good reason, Fairfield Ward gains possession almost immediately.
And the cross here cut out by junior defender Irving Dorman. That one was intended for Kevin Millington.
Ooh!
And that one hit the crossbar. Alex Walter sent scrambling to the back corner.
Again, one of those 20-yard shots. This one a little bit closer than the last few. But even if that was going to the goal, it looks like Walter would have been able to save it.
Certainly did give him a little bit of a fright there.
Mm-hmm. We all saw that jump. Once again, alternating. Irving's taking the kick.
Well, it looks like they're going to prefer him for the long boot as New Canaan isn't able to make much happen on the short kicks.
It's true. Very, very different from Warde, who tends to prefer those short passes.
New Canaan throw in here. Tommy Courage must have managed to kick it off of number 10, Jonathan Mortiata, before it went out.
Goes up behind the bleachers, right over the New Canaan bench.
Stark contrast between the two benches. New Canaan with about a dozen players all sat down on the bench, and Fairfield Warde with 7 or 8, and they are all standing, and a couple of them warming up to get into the game.
It's true. I don't even think that that team size difference has really made an impact here. It doesn't seem like Fairfield Warde has been relying too heavily on substitutions. Neither has New Canaan, though. Headed right to Irving Dorman.
Cleared out there by senior Ashton Healy, however. And this is going to be another corner kick here for Lucas Thompson to try and float in.
Not a lot of movement going on in the box. Looks like they're all just waiting for that kick.
And the Warde runs begin. Header on by number 11, Maximiliano Jaramillo.
Looks like it really just skimmed his forehead, though, as Alex Walter picked it up with ease.
Smooth move there by Aiden Bertolotti to take it down this far side, but it's going to be called a foul. And
so number 14 go absolutely flying, Aiden Bertolotti.
That's going to be a yellow card there for number 5, Tanner Orachev. And he's going to have to step off of the field for a second. And Colin Gaynor is going to take his place.
Irvin taking another one of those free kicks. With number 19 on Fairfield Warde, Kevin Millington getting up close and personal. He's backing up now, though.
And that ball floated in by Dorman, was not able to find a New Canaan head. And it's going to be a free kick here for Fairfield Warde as Tommy Kurz stands in front of the ball.
Ryan Barex passes it short to number 21, Eric Jara.
Captain connection there for Fairfield Warde.
Seemed that New Canaan wasn't ready for that play. That entire side of the field was left open. Ooh.
Well, here is number 10, Jonathan Mortiata, trying to work it down that far side of the field into the New Canaan half, and he was cut out. But the ball is back with Warde possession. Good pass there from number 19, Kevin Millington. That one's not going to be called a foul on number 11, Maximiliano Jaramillo there, as he was looking for something from the referee. Ward's had possession for about a minute or two here now.
Mm-hmm.
They would be content to keep the ball, I'd say, with about 25 minutes.
That's true.
They are trying
to get past that that wall of what looks like the entire New Canaan team, right at the 10. It's a hard wall to penetrate.
Flicked on by Millington. There's Barex playing it over to Gaynor. Barex on the ball again. No one from New Canaan pressuring here as he floats the ball into Mordiata, and the header's up and down.
Ooh.
For
collision between three New Canaan
Kevin
players.
Millington, who is going to be down for Fairfield Warde, and looks like Irving Dorman for New Canaan.
Looks like Kevin Millington went in for the header as Alex Walter went in for the save, and they quite literally collided, causing like a 5-car pileup right in the box.
Look at you with the driving terminology. Glad that you know that, saying that you have your license.
You're exactly. I don't have the cool pickup truck that you do, but
well, hopefully everyone is okay there.
looks like Irving is being taken off the field, though.
Well, it was a pretty bad collision as Millington was trying to get his head on the ball, but Dorman is able to run off the field, which is a good sign.
He has been a pretty key player this game, so I'm sure New Canaan's hoping that he can be back as soon as possible. But, of course, that leaves Walter to take that kick with the absence of Dorman.
Well, it looks like Coach Luke Green is happy to let play continue with only 10 players on the field here.
Yeah, risky move by Walter, though, punting it over to Aiden Bertolotti, all like literally right on the line. And of course, it goes out. I don't know if New Canaan can afford any more play in the box.
Well, Dorman is back now, which is a great sign. Bertolotti goes down. And Lucas Thompson trying to find that pass, and he does. Fairfield Warde working it around the side flank of New Canaan really well.
Looks like they're preparing for a cross here. Oh, but we're blocked by Marsili and what looks like his twin. So they're forced to play it backwards.
And the shoulder there put in on Geronimo Marsili by his opposing number 11, Jaramillo.
We had Battle of the Fives earlier, Battle of the... Ooh.
And a fantastic shot there from number 11, Maximiliano Jaramillo, that ricocheted off the top of the crossbar, sent Walter sprawling out trying to get that one. And luckily the woodwork saved him there.
He sent absolutely flying, and as you can see, had to take a moment to collect himself, or more than a moment to collect himself. He's still recovering. But Irving is back to take those kicks, so he can take as long as he needs.
Walter checking his side there. Looks like he was not prepared for the shot from Jaramillo, understandably, because it was a shot from far range, but
Exactly. Plus, it looks like he
had
hit the
great
ground
power and accuracy.
Played all the way back to the goalie. The pass attempt made to number 11, Maximiliano Jaramillo, is thwarted by number 10 on New Canaan, Milan Afshar. Once again, that pass accuracy point. And capitalizing on not only shot opportunities, but pass opportunities.
Well, it's going to be a free kick here off of the rough challenge by Colin Gaynor on Lorenzo Marsili. Another opportunity here for Irving Dorman to show off his rocket. And this one not as much rocketed and more floated. But it is cleared out by Gaynor, who conceded the foul in the first place. Bit of redemption there as this ball is played up by number 14, Zaid Hariri, to number 12, Garrett Larson, but lost to Dorman. Some good 2 and 3 touch passing combinations there from Fairfield Warde to get the ball back out of pressure.
Looks like the game is slowing down a little bit, which is not exactly coinciding with how Fairfield Warde has played the rest of this game.
Well, Warde doesn't need to score necessarily, and they've got the opportunity to play around as New Canaan isn't pressuring them, so they're going to do that.
Once again, playing back to the goalie, just trying to really keep possession of that ball. Fairfield Warde really at this point doesn't need to be trying as hard as they can for shots.
Very true. Yeah. Well, there's the captain link up once again in the midfield here, as this ball is laid off by Jonathan Mordiato, one of the 2 goal scorers. And it looks like there's going to be a couple of substitutions coming up here for New Canaan in the form of senior Doug Gillespie and junior Giovanni Montano, as well as I believe that's Alex Novotny on the far side of the field as well, who will look to come in.
Looks like number 22, Ryan Barretts, pierces that chink in the wall as New Canaan is not really pressuring any of that front line for Fairfield Warde, but forming a barrier trying to keep them from getting anywhere near Alex Walter.
Again, passing combinations here between Eric Jara and Ryan Brex. No one pressuring, and this game is into the last quarter of play here.
Yeah. Looks like Warde is trying their best to get as close as they can to those players who are also who are also itching to get that ball.
That's going to be a foul there by Zaid Hariri on his opposing number 14, Aiden McLaughlin. Aiden Bertolotti, my apologies.
Once again, another free kick for Dorman. telling his team to move backwards. So he's planning on kicking it as far as he can. Oh, but falls a little bit shorter than that gaggle of soccer players.
Fantastic use of your vocabulary there.
Again, complimenting me on my vocab again. Guess Cole didn't like the word gaggle.
Moving swiftly on. There are some substitutions here. And the aforementioned players are making their way onto the field for New Canaan as play restarts. What were we talking about before? I do not remember.
Anything but the word gaggle.
Well, there's McLaughlin playing this one up. And Doug Gillespie is in for Tommy Kurz in the striker position. This ball is played on to goal scorer Amos Bignati, who keeps possession of it and plays it back over to Jesse Misharucci.
Number 10 for Fairfield Warde, Jonathan Morataya tries to make a shot, but is intercepted by the abdomen of a New Canaan player. Fairfield Warde, what they did there is New Canaan tends to spread themselves out as soon as we get to the other side of the field, and Fairfield Warde tried to capitalize on that and get behind their wall of players before it even formed, which of course didn't end up working, but it was a good thought. Fairfield Warde free kick, and instead of passing to number 2, Matty Espretta's short option, number 3, Will Hartung, he passes a little bit farther, throwing a little curveball to Eric Jara.
Well, like we've said before, Fairfield Warde keeping all of the possession here. I'd say it's probably got to be a 70-30% possession split in this second half. So much math. It was all calculated by our statisticians here in the booth.
Oh, our statisticians.
Yes. This is definitely more than a 3-person crew here for our first stream of the doubleheader today.
Listen, all right, Cole is the math expert. I'm the vocab expert, I guess.
Of course.
It's a good combination.
Well, my math says that number 7, Lucas Thompson, is on the throw here.
Oh, good transition, Cole.
Hey, thank you.
Anytime. Warde getting attacked by all sides as soon as they get to that New Canaan wall. It's a good strategy, making it really hard to get past.
This is going to be another throw in here for number 7, Lucas Thompson. And he's going to take his time trying to look for a long option here, playing it back to Will Hartung. And that one is shielded out of play by junior Geronimo Marsili.
Looks like he was
going to
trying
get the throw as well.
Wow, okay, interrupting me. Looks like he was trying to pass it up a little bit, but oh, Cole's looking at me in utter shock. Looks like he was trying to pass it up the field, but wasn't able to turn around quickly enough before he passed that borderline.
Calling me out here.
It's my job.
Well, there's Giovanni Montano on the pass off to number 5, Lorenzo Marsili.
Fairfield Warde goalie looking for an open player. resorting to punting it up the field. We haven't seen that yet from the Fairfield Ward goalie. They tend to play shorter.
Well, it looks like it's worked as Lucas Thompson is on the ball here, and it's only one back by the trio of New Canaan defenders. And this one is cleared out, nearly aiming for the press box here is Geronimo Marsili.
We had this conversation earlier that Geronimo might come for you.
May have been a bit of an exaggeration there by me, but ball is back in play here in the clutches of Fairfield Ward. Mustangs really keeping possession and dictating the tempo of the game so far. As Walter parries this one to himself.
That shot wasn't exactly hard enough from that 20-yard line, and also right to Walter to really be much of a conflict for New Canaan.
Giovanni Montano playing this one up to Lorenzo Marsili, who's able to keep it in but is fouled by Colin Gaynor on the cutback.
Lorenzo waiting to take that kick as both teams prepare themselves.
Well, it looks like there's a couple of substitutions coming here as well with just about 11 minutes left in this game. Sophomore and recent varsity call-up Jack Kuda is going to make his way back onto the field, as well as a switch in goalkeepers for Fairfield Ward. And this one is stuffed by the current Fairfield Ward goalkeeper as Aiden McLaughlin looked to control it.
Although Fald just tumbled over the Fairfield Ward goalie.
Yeah, so it looked like it hit his back.
Fairfield Ward goalie rolls it across the field to one of his own players, number 2, Mattia Sparetta.
And there is Eric Jar on the ball again. And that one's going to be a foul on New Canaan. And an opportunity to slow things down once again for Ryan Brex. But he takes the quick short pass to his fellow co-captain.
Gaylor looking to loft it over to our first goal scorer, Amos Bignati, but is cut off by Ashton Healy on our team, on New Canaan.
Dorman taking his time here on the kick. Going to be a triple substitution for New Canaan, it looks like. Lucas Thompson heading that one on and flicked on once again over to Jonathan Mortiata, the goal scorer, who's fouled. Never mind, apparently it's going to go the way of New Canaan. Thought that Michael Norton put a little bit too much of a tackle in there.
Apparently not. But Irving Dorm is taking another one of his kicks. Battle between the two teams. The ball is on both sides in less than 30 seconds.
And great passing there from Number 10, Jonathan Mordiata, playing that ball through to Lucas Thompson, who could not connect back with Big Naughty.
Little bit of a pause in the game as the Fairfield Warde goalies are switched out. And New Canaan makes some substitutions, bringing in number 12, Deke Stanley.
That's actually Jack Kuda there, the recent varsity call-up.
Wow, when the roster is wrong.
That's not a personal attack on me at all or anything, of course, though.
Oh, no, of course. I could never.
Right. That one headed on by Douglas Gillespie to Kuda.
Irving in a 2-on-1 situation, looking to kick it as fast as he could to number 2 on New Canaan, Alex Novotny.
Well, Fairfield Warde back on the ball. Only 7 minutes left in this game. New Canaan will get possession again, though, courtesy of the offsides call on Jonathan Mordiata.
Team runs backwards, but number 18 stays as that kick is thrown. Kick is kicked. Kick is thrown.
Interesting. Won't try and reason that one out. Cleared out by Irving Dorman there. And the ref is going to talk to the ball girl about stopping that one on the line. Alex Novotny winning this one off of number 12, Garrett Larson. And good to see George Mulry back on the field in defense. Suffered an ACL injury last season in the first game, but he's been playing well so far this year.
Making an ACL comeback is difficult. Got to commend him for that.
Matthias Sparetta sending Moanasha flying there. And this one's going to be a free kick for Fairfield Warde.
It's a dangerous position for New Canaan to be in at this point. That's booted up in a header battle between Gaylor and New Canaan's number 13, Douglas Gillespie.
Gillespie opting not to take this one quickly, but to give it off to Mulry, who throws it up to him, and Gillespie is sent to the ground, but there will not be a foul on that one. It's going to be out for a goal kick.
Let's see if this change in goalkeepers makes any difference in how they play these goal kicks. Oh, it looks like he's gonna kick it, which is quite a bit different than how the last. Yeah, they're taking on what seems like a New Canaan style method where they're kicking it up the field.
That's going to be a foul on the first one of possibly 2 fouls there. Foul on Amos Bignotti.
Only 3 minutes, 45 seconds left in the game. Irving goes to kick it down the field. Sending it to George Mulry, who kicked it out.
Throw in here for Garrett Larson. And that one is whiffed completely by Eric Jara as Lorenzo Marcelli looked to make something happen. But this ball is going to be sent back to Alex Walter with speed.
McLaughlin wasn't given much of a choice there.
Yes. Good decision making by him to keep it in, though, rather than to play it out.
Lofted high and headed by number 19, George Mulry, who's been making an impact since he came in not too long ago.
And that one ricochets off of Douglas Gillespie's
Could hear the impact from up here.
body, possibly.
As you said before, body on the line.
Certainly applies in soccer. Here is Michael Norton looking for this long throw. And makes its way to number 6, Augusto Baldini, another sophomore on this team. But it is intercepted by the Warde goalkeeper. Unfortunately, none of the Warde goalkeepers do have numbers on their jerseys, but we have a roster with 3 of them.
Don't want to take that chance.
Yes.
But again, the goalie's taking quite a different approach than the original one. He throws it up the field to around the 40, or maybe the 30.
That's going to be called a foul after advantage was played for Colin Gaynor.
One minute left in the game. Looks like Fairfield Warde is going to take this one as New Canaan doesn't really have a shot at getting it back in the 53 seconds.
Definitely. Well, Fairfield Warde has executed their game plan perfectly. They've kept possession and created lots of opportunities here as Larson sends one floating over through the field goal posts for what's going to be a Irving Dorman goal kick.
Wrong sport in the field goal sense, but
well, here is Lorenzo Marcelli, and he scuffs this one off of the half volley, and he is utterly disappointed there. And that is going to end this game.
The buzzer sounds. Bringing it back up to the booth here.
It's been a fantastic game of soccer here on this early Saturday morning with the Fairfield Warde Mustangs taking the victory, bringing their record up to 6-2-2 on the season over the New Canaan Rams, who fall to 2-8. This game, 2-0 game, scored with goals from Amos Bignotti as well as Jonathan Mordiata on the half volley. And a great game all around by Fairfield, who executed their game plan perfectly, keeping possession, probably a 70-30 possession split in this second half. What do you think, Emily?
I think Fairfield Warde played really well, And I think after that first goal, New Canaan took a dive and weren't able to build back that confidence they had before after winning those 2 games. As we talked about before, that momentum not just in the game but outside of the game. And I just think that Fairfield Wards, they had very different playing styles. I think they contrasted with each other, and New Canaan just couldn't keep up.
Well said.
Thank you.
Well, teams congratulating each other here. And first, I'd like to give a shout out to Tommy Fox, Emily's younger brother, on
It's a Fox and
camera
Deborah
today,
here.
as well as Emily for producing and calling the game with me. She did a great job. And we don't have a sponsors list as we're using a different setup today, but I'll give this one a go from memory. Thank you
Ooh.
to Walter Stewart's, our platinum sponsor, who since 1907 have been a family-owned grocery store here in New Canaan. Make sure to check them out. Got some fantastic fresh produce and groceries. My number one choice in New Canaan when I have to run out and grab
you're
some
fresh
ice cream
local.
or something.
I mean, double header today. We have time.
We do. Speaking of that, tune back in at 1 o'clock for the girls' field hockey taking on Cheshire.
Instead of listening to our beautiful voices, you can listen to Parent Tomasco talk about the girls' field hockey team, which are playing the Rams. It's Rams versus Rams today, which you will also be seeing my production work.
Well, it's going to be a great game. And I'd like to thank our other platinum sponsor, Rambuya and Harrow, as well as our gold sponsor, Carl Chevrolet. Head over to Rambuya and Harrow for any real estate business and Carl Chevrolet for any automotive needs.
Is that the extent of your photographic memory?
Oh, well, I could keep rambling as my uncles are the owners of Carl Chevrolet, but I feel like that's a little bit of a nepotism that we don't need on this
It is. It's a little bit of a conflict
fine
of interest.
Saturday morning.
But thank you so much, Cole, for letting me make myself at home in your
Peruse in the booth.
territory. What can I say? I was pacing back and forth. It was an honor. It was an honor and a privilege calling with you, Cole.
Well, it's been a fantastic game. Before we get off script a little bit too much here, thank you for tuning in, and we will see you hopefully back later for field hockey. We've had a fantastic season, and it's going to be a great game that we are excited to bring to you.
Agreed. 2 good teams.
Thank you for tuning in.